stand by for action.
Thanks for joining me. My name's Dave Miller. I am the Unpleasant Blind Guy. And this program was supposed to be about Memorial Day. What it's for, and what it's not for. I had a decent one all laid out, researched, and prepared. But as we know, sometimes when people make plans, God plans otherwise. So instead of educating about Memorial Day, I'll be talking about another subject that you should pay attention to if you, or someone you know, uses social media. As those who've listened to my program for a while know, I panel with Jan Rennie on the English Defense League radio program hosted by Jeff Mitchell, which, at this recording on Monday, May the 22nd, 2017, airs at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, Thursdays and Sundays on Blog Talk Radio. Now, because of work concerns, Jan can't often join Jeff and myself on Sundays. But as we were recording our program on Sunday, May the 21st, 2017, I got a message from Jan who said she needed to join us for a few minutes to impart an important message. Here are excerpts from the second half of that program where Jan joined us and gave us a dramatic expansion on an ongoing story which should concern millions.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, foot soldiers, angels, to the EDL radio show. Tonight, Mad Movers, Bold Blockers, and Liverpool Looming. And Dave, we've got someone joined us, and I wonder who this is.
It's someone very special. Caller, please
Hi,
sign
guys.
in. Jan!
Hi.
It's Jen. It's the
Hi,
tornado
Jen,
guy.
Dave.
Hi, Jen, ready?
Just briefly, because I am kind of tied up right now, but I had to ring you in. As you know, Dave and Jeff, I got banned on Friday. When I woke up Friday, I went onto my page. 3-day ban. I was expecting 30, I got 3. So I went to another account, which was fine for a few hours, and then I got a 30-day ban. So because I'm admin of pages, and especially the main one, CDL, I then had a notification that they'd unpublished CDL with 71,000 people. A very, very busy page from all over the world. America, Britain, China, Japan. We had everybody in there. It was a very busy page. It's where I spent most of my time. Unpublished. I appealed on Friday. I appealed yesterday, and I appealed again today. No answer. Pig ignorant. No answer. I've built another one, but so far only 100 likes. It took 10 years. Well, no, not 10 years. Dave opened it just after the EDL started, which is like 2009. He opened it in the beginning of 2010. So Christian Defence League main page has gone. I will build it up again, but is it worth it when you hear this? Because I only had those 2 accounts was taken down 30 days and 3 days, I went into an account I haven't used for at least 3-4 years and haven't posted in there anything about Islam for at least 5. As I logged in, there I was, blocked. Had to answer them, 30-day ban.
Wow.
I appealed and said I haven't posted in here for 5 years. No answer, nothing. Total ban. Went to...
Wow. Oh, Jen's just dropped.
Well, we lost Jan, Jeff. If she comes back, but it's appalling.
Unbelievable the way that Jan's been treated by the Facebook police, isn't it?
Oh,
It's,
yeah,
almost,
totally.
Sharia-compliant policing, isn't it? Once again on Facebook, it's disgraceful.
It is. Well, and it's Stalin-esque, man. There was no violation on the account that she logged in on, and yet they've decided that they're going to just try and keep her off of Facebook. I got to tell you, man. Now, I know it's a private company, and everyone says, it's a private company, blah, blah, blah. But if you're going to offer a speech platform for everyone, offer it for everyone.
The mastermind behind Facebook, Zuckerberg, you are a total wanker. You are a wank splat. You're not worth the breath we breathe. You created something, and you've abused your right. This is what happens with power, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yes.
This is the
You got it,
Zuckerberg.
Jeff.
thinking he can add his bit and to cause lots of issues with patriotic people. This person isn't patriotic. He hasn't got a patriotic bone in his body. He's a traitor. He's a traitor to the country. He's a traitor to good people, millions and billions of people across the world with what he does. He should be free. It's social network. It should be free for people to express their views. Yes, okay, but sometimes if you post something that's maybe a bit too extreme, yes, sometimes, you should get banned. Things like. But if you're not, and you're just going about your business like you normally do, like Jan was doing, and you get banned, stupid banned, and one of the big pages which she's had going for many years has all of a sudden disappeared. It's a total disgrace, and I put out. I don't care about Zuckerberg. To me, he's an owl. That's all there is to about it. He needs this idiot, Dave.
And that, and that's
the Muslims. This is it, Dave.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. Pandering
stands for.
Yeah, pandering to the Muslims. Now, this isn't one of the bullet points that we were going to talk about this time, but it's very prescient. This is more of Zuckerberg's work here. This comes from the Daily Mail. And Jan brought this to us, so thank you, Jan. This was published on the 14th of this month, and the headline is, Ex-Muslims Slam Facebook for Censoring Pages That Disrespect Islam as Pages Are Shut Down. This is part of an ongoing, this is part of an ongoing Facebook jihad, Jeff. That's what this is all about. This is all about shutting up the apostates and shutting up the kafir. It's disgusting.
So frustrating because when you've worked over a long period of time on pages and the great following that she's built up and that, for the Zuckerbergs of the world to do things like that, it's so disgraceful. And we have got Jan back. I'm just going to bring her back.
There you are, Jan. Hello,
Jan.
girl.
I know you dropped off.
I never even noticed I wasn't on air anymore. They keep cutting me off. I'm cutting off on Facebook. Every time I open my mouth, they're cutting me off on the phones. I don't know how far I got. Did I finish Vlad's letter?
No, hon, you didn't even start it.
Yeah.
Did I not? Right,
no.
Vlad wrote this. I'll start from the beginning. This is from Vlad Teeps, guys. We all know Vlad. Did I tell you about the EDL page? Did you hear that?
All we heard, Jan, was about the Christian Defense League page and how that had been taken down, and how you were working on another one that you're trying to get the CDL people to.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about that because they are watching me. I've made another page. What I would prefer people to do was to get the link and paste it everywhere so that they can click on and like it. Because someone, when I started the new page, there was something like 6 likes on it, and then someone says, Jan, I'm not being allowed to like it. So I had to invite that person rather than... So whether they're blocking that, I'm not sure. But if I give you the links after the show, guys, and you can post it around and...
Sounds good, Jan.
It was exactly that. It was defending Christianity against the onslaught of Islam. It started just after the EDL, and many people right across the world. It was a very, very busy page. It's where I spent most of my time.
Yes, it was, Jan. It still will be. If it's on a ban or whatever, that will come back, and hopefully you won't lost too many people. But
they have destroyed it, Jeff.
What an asshole.
They have destroyed CDL. But, Jeff, they have also taken down the main EDL page in London today, this afternoon. John Burgess has got 3 accounts on 30-day bans. He's the one who runs the most busy CDL page. Vlad Teeps, this is his letter. My other profile just got blocked for another 30 days for I posted over 5 years ago. FFS. The last time was the stuff written 2 years before that. The scum have obviously gone retrospect and full retard. Here's what I wrote to Facebook. What I posted was 5.5 years ago. Are you kidding me? Your fascism is now getting way out of control. Of course, if I said that about a white guy or a conservative, you would never have been a problem, would it? Your people are truly sickening. I have seen obscene nudity posted all over Facebook by Muslims, absolute death threats, but these don't breach your so-called community standards, do they? The only standards you lot have are double standards. I have looked at pages of many Muslims as well as progressives. The amount of swearing and abuse and the threats are unbelievable. But of course, they're okay by you because they were made by progressives. So now you're going retrospectively back to the offensive content. The last time you blocked me was for something posted 2 years ago. Do you actually sleep at night? Does what passes as a conscience actually bother you? And then people and organisations like you wonder how Trump got elected and Brexit happened. Remember one thing, karma. So it looks like they're hitting bloggers now as well.
There's an open war being waged across the internet now. It's like an open war that's raging. Stood fast, stand strong, because, as I say, this is all a part of the war against us. The progressives are raging war upon good people like yourself, Jad, people like Vlad Tepes, and many other great people out there who does absolutely awesome work for the anti-jihad movement. And this is what they do, try to stamp their authority, try to cause you problems. But the only problem with people who try to do that, it just makes us very steadfast with the way we do things, with the way that we conduct ourselves. And no matter what you do, we're going to keep pushing you until we crush you. You progressive, stupid ideas is bringing death and destruction across the world with your way that you look at things. We want common sense to prevail, and people like you, this will never happen. Just want to say that, David, Jan, because it needs to be said. It needs to be put out there.
Well, yeah, it does. And I'm sharing with both of you guys an organization called Gab. Now, they have been an alternative place now that people can go who are sick of Facebook. And this might be another place that a new CDL page can be put up. It might be a place where, as I read in this story, these former Muslim pages can get their pages put up and not interfered with, because this really is the next phase in the attack on speech. And Zuckerberg is up to his neck in it. He doesn't have to worry about anything because he's a billionaire. His children are going to be cared for. His wife is going to be cared for. The top best security they possibly can get. And they don't give a rat's behind about anyone else. They're more than happy to let their Muslim friends run amok and to try and silence patriots. This is disgusting, guys.
One of my accounts that was blocked the other day, they asked me for a photograph before they give me my account back. I gave them a photograph and they still haven't replied. Facebook are really out for us now, guys. They want rid of us. And they're shutting us up, well and truly. And if we try to make another account, they're just going to mess us about. You probably won't get in with another account. So I don't know where we go from here. But then I went into a group just to have a look, and a girl said that she'd got another account and she got a 3-day ban. And one of the guys, I don't know him, he said certain people are getting 5 years of post-rammed and they're getting 30-day bans. So it's not just me and EDL, CDL. It's right across the Patriots, whether they're American, whatever. That's who they target.
And there are also, guys, there are also places like Connect with Liberty and the Tea Party community. Those are places that might be alternatives, and I don't know how long that will last. But one thing is for sure, the Zuckerbergs of this world are now at war with ordinary people who are just trying to defend themselves against Islam. And this is really big news. Jan, I really appreciate you calling in with this.
Someone with an idea that is free from all this political correctness garbage, and to be able to create a similar type of thing to a Facebook thing. And boy, oh boy, you will see people flee from the Facebook charade, and Zuckerberg, you find that his mission to destroy any patriotic ideas out there will come crushing down around his ears.
Just as we've got Brexit and we've got Donald Trump, appear to be moving forward against the onslaught of Islam, we're getting thrown right back with Facebook if they could arrest us and put us in handcuffs, no doubt they would. I mean, this is absolutely absurd what they're doing. They're going against everything we're winning, everything we're gaining. They're taking it away. We have to have these contacts. We have to get people to understand what is happening, and they're taking away that tool. Anyway, guys, I thought I'd give you a ring. EDL, I'm sure John's going to make another page, so when these pages reappear, I mean, what can we post? They're doing us for posts that 5 years ago was hardly anything like what they are today. I mean, we didn't have videos and stuff of beheadings 5 years ago. We certainly do now. But theirs is staying up, of course, but anything we post is, you start thinking, what's the point if it's going to get taken down and you're going to get a 30-day ban? But no surrender, guys.
There it is.
Yeah, Jan, you just got to be persistent with what you do. So as we said, there is an all-out war on us, and we've got to stand the ground, and one way or the other, the message will still get out there.
Here's my final thoughts, guys. No surrender, and to hell with them. Keep the fight. Keep going.
You got it, Jan.
Amen, Jan.
You got it.
I will see you on Thursday. Got a dash. Enjoy the rest of the show, folks. Love you, and I'll speak to you soon.
Right, Jan.
We'll speak to you soon.
See you then.
You take care, lover.
And you, love.
Things sorted out there, okay? Thanks for calling, Jan.
Okay, then. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, Jan.
Bye-bye, Jan.
All right. You know what, Jeff, I'd like to briefly talk about the three things that I gave you for the chat, if you don't mind. These are alternatives. Now,
No, you go ahead, brother.
The first one I gave you was a thing called Gab. Tea Party Community is another one. And Connect with Liberty is the third one as well, Jeff. These are alternatives to Facebook, guys. Now, they're not going to have the exposure that Facebook does, but we may be forced to put those in and do them. I often advertise the EDL radio show and my own show, The Unpleasant Blind Guy, on these, along with Facebook, because you want to get the word out to as wide a community as possible. And there are a lot of people now that simply won't go on Facebook anymore because they're sick of the bans, they're sick of the social media jihad, and they're ready to move on to somewhere else. I think we should keep on posting whatever we can on Facebook, and don't give up that territory, but have those other places in your background so that you can go in and utilize them. Because here's the deal, Jeff. You know this and I know this. If it comes down to it, we'll go to passing around handwritten notes if we have to. They can slow us down, but they can't stop us. And that's for you, Mr. Zuckerberg. You can't stop us.
Yeah.
You might slow us down considerably, but you won't stop us.
And the internet is a very powerful tool. So Zuckerberg and his minions think that they can shut us up. We've got absolutely an astonishing number of outlets that we can go to. We don't have to rely on you, Zuckerberg, and your minions, because we've got other places. This is the great thing about social networking. You see what I mean, Zuckerberg? You might try to shut a lot of people up, ban this, that, and the other. But guess what? There are other outlets, and you can't shut up all them outlets, Mr. Zuckerberg. So jog on. Where the fight is, where the battle rages, we will be. So you bring it on, and we will respond in kind. Okay?
And again, I have to say this. This is typical of these rich, left-wing idiots, useful idiots to the Muslims and to their allies. This is an example of a guy with lots and lots of money and not a lot of sense. He had one incredibly good idea in his life, and that was to create Facebook, the social network, and it's really taken off, and he's a billionaire because of it. But he is being... There's nothing wrong with guys like that. You know, I'm a bit of one of those myself, but the point is you got to come away from the computer once in a while, and you have to understand the realities of life. Now, if this guy's become a billionaire, though, people like him and some of the others out there that are these left-wing billionaires, of course they have no idea what it's like to fear for their child's life and for their child's sanity because they have to be out there on the street with the rape jihad going on. They know that if you're a billionaire, it doesn't matter what kind of government there is set up, you're going to be fine.
And what makes me very annoyed at people like this is that they're operating within the law, and yet they're a law unto themselves. It's like giving a 5-year-old a submachine gun. And when you take that machine gun to freedom of speech, then you have problems, Jeff. And it's people like that that we need to turn our backs on. I was having this discussion on Dan Butcher's program, High Plains Talk Radio, a long time ago with some other people. And this was after some conservatives in the United States had gone to see Zuckerberg, which I wouldn't have done, because Facebook was asking them to pay for extra advertising on Facebook, and then they weren't delivering that extra advertising. All right, now, I wouldn't have gone to that, but they went to Zuckerberg's palace or whatever, and he basically talked a bunch of crap and all of that. Then they went away, and we see the results. And one of the panelists in that program said to me was, well, if every American stopped using Facebook, they'd still have millions of users, so we might as well just go ahead and dance to their tune. And my response to that is no. This is one of the biggest problems that I've had my entire adult life, and even before, was someone telling me to shut up. This is the United States of America. Jeff, you're in the UK. We have, in your case, freedom of expression, and in my case, freedom of speech. Don't threaten that and expect me to be a friend of yours, because I'm going to expose you for the jerks you are. All right? And this is exactly what's going on.
You got it, pal. I will not appease the appeasers. That's it. We will never appease the appeasers. We won't dance to their tune. Never will do. And they can jog on. They can do their little dance and jig along, because we will not dance to their tune. No way, Jose. That's it. It's just not. It makes us very angry when they think that they put pressure and make us come in conform to their way of thinking. Zuckerberg, you're an idiot, and you do not care about people. It's got obviously you don't really care, because if you did, you'd understand, and you would look what's being posted, and you would look at the people that you banned, and look what's going out there. Nudity, pornography by the Muslims and that. And it's okay for you to put that out, to let that carry through, but when it comes to patriotic stuff, that's you have got a big downer. Shows the person you are. You are a total coward. You're a coward to the people of common sense. It's power crazy, Dave. It drives you insane. Zuckerberg's off his nut, mate.
It's absolute power corrupting, absolutely, Jeff, and we see it time and again. But here's the thing. It's as I said, he can slow us down, but he can't stop us. We can still have meetings. We can still pass information along. Guys, if you have to, get an extra phone line in your house and start up BBSs again, okay? Before there was all this social media garbage, there were BBSs. These were run by ordinary people from their houses, and you could pass messages back and forth over the telephone lines with the computers. You could pass articles and pictures and things like that. No, it's not as easy and convenient as Facebook, but it worked back in the day, and we may go back to that. In fact, in Egypt a few years ago, when the Egyptian government shut down the internet, Jeff, guess what they did? These guys dragged out the old modems and the computers, and they set up their own BBSs, and that's how they communicated. Slow as hell, but it works, okay? So, Zuckerberg, you can slow down patriots worldwide, but you'll never stop us.
Sure.
And if you do decide to get an extra phone line for a modem so that you can start up a BBS, make sure it's a real phone line, not voice over IP, because that way they won't be able to use the internet to turn your phone off. Get a real, actual phone line, all right? Do that. But you know what, Jeff? You want to read this article? While you post it, I'm going to read the bullet points, and then you can come in and read the article. How about that? That sound good? All right.
Yeah, well,
okay, let me.
That's teamwork, isn't it?
It is. Again, guys, this was published on the 14th of May, and this is by April Glover for the Daily Mail in Australia. Okay, guys? And the headline on this one is, Ex-Muslims slam Facebook for censoring pages that disrespect Islam as pages are shut down. And you guys just heard Jan say they're doing this against the EDL. I'm going to read the bullet points and turn it over to Jeff. A group of Australian ex-Muslims have condemned Facebook for its censorship. The former Islam adherents claim anti-Islam pages were unfairly shut down. Arabic-based atheist Facebook groups were also banned, the group alleges. And the last one here, the group has pleaded with Facebook to allow ex-Muslim pages to stay online. And with that, Jeff, I'll turn it over to your brother if you're ready.
Thank you, Dave. An anonymous group of ex-Muslims has slammed Facebook for its censorship of anti-Islamic content. Several pages are shut down, and we heard with Jan tonight of what's going on with the CDL, and of course one of our EDL pages there, for allegedly violating community rules. The group, which is made up of former Muslim Australians, claims Facebook pulled the plug on pages with thousands of followers, with users flagged them as disrespecting the Islam religion, reports the Australian. Restrictions to these platforms will be overwhelmingly damaging for ex-Muslims who are too afraid to go public with their views due to the taboo of leaving and criticising a religion, a spokesman for the group said. Pioneers of the ex-Muslim groups have condemned the social media giant for censoring content and filtering the type of information available to users. The page exists for ex-Muslims to denounce their former religion and band together with other previous adherents of Islam. Anti-Islamic pages ripped from cyberspace include the ex-Muslims of North America page, which soon resurfaced, and a page called Mufti News, which parodied Muslim news. Parodied, I think that's the word that should be used. Several Arabic-based atheist pages were also shut down on Facebook, the group alleges. Administrators of the pages have asked Facebook to reconsider its community guidelines to allow for more diverse conversation on the Islamic faith. However, dozens of ex-Muslim groups and pages remain visible on Facebook, including the Council of Ex-Muslims of Britain, Ex-Muslims of Norway, and the Council of Ex-Muslims of New Zealand. That's it, Dave. Yeah, so what Jan come on and was explaining to us this evening, guys, the reason why myself and Dave was rather irate with Facebook's response, the way that it's shutting out people, freedom of speech and that, and expression. It's a total disgrace, isn't it, Dave? A total
Absolutely
disgrace.
it is. Yep, it is.
Excuse my language as well, ladies and gentlemen, but this has to be said.
Yeah. This is the kind of thing that we knew they'd try to get to eventually. And it's going to cross a lot of countries, and patriots worldwide are going to start being told they have to shut up by these people. This is the way that Facebook has chosen to do this. And if they want to lose the people, they can. Now, the panelist that I spoke with is probably right. They'll still have probably over 1 billion users if for instance, every American deciding to quit Facebook. Okay, they'd probably have that. But it's up to people to decide whether or not they want to allow Facebook to do these kinds of things and to give them money. That's the important thing, Jeff. Okay, I know a lot of people buy into these Facebook games and all this other jazz, right? And a lot of times...
I wouldn't spend 1 penny, Dave. Not
Nope.
1 cent would I spend on anything that Zuckerberg does whatsoever.
Absolutely
and
not.
I get these options with the page I got. I refuse. I'd be buggered if I'm going to put money in his pocket.
Exactly.
No way.
Exactly, yeah. And that's the thing. Now, they get most of their money from advertisers, but that doesn't mean, guys, that you have to help his cause. And I know there are a lot of people listening to us that are on Facebook, and there are a lot of these Facebook games and stuff that they want you to pay for and things like that. And, guys, when you pay for those things like Farmville and all this other stuff, you help Zuckerberg to silence critics of Islam. You help him to silence patriots. And look, there are other places where you can get games for your computers. Trust me.
Thousands of places, David.
Exactly.
We know thousands. And so do you, legend. As Dave said, you don't have to go look towards Facebook for your games. There is plenty, in fact, thousands upon thousands of places. Correct, Dave?
Exactly. Yeah, Jeff, you know what? Let's say you're sitting out there, you listen to us, and you go, well, I don't have the latest computer. And the thing is, you don't have to have the latest computer. There is a place called goodoldgames.com, and they're really great. You can get all sorts of old classic games of all kinds, any kind of games you want to play, strategy games, first-person games, third-person games, games like Civilization and SimCity and things like that. Whatever your taste in games, they have them there at GOG.com. That's exactly what it's called, Jeff. HTTPS www.gog.com, GOG.com. And they've got these great older games that you can get for your computer. If you have a newer computer, all right, these games can be run on the newer computers too. That's what's so great about it. If you want games, you don't have to have them from Facebook. I know that a lot of people use Facebook as kind of their central messaging hub, and that is exactly what Mark Zuckerberg wants you to do. That's exactly what his slimy Muslim allies want you to do. They want you to be completely dependent on Facebook for your social media, getting hold of friends and family, and they want you to be completely dependent on it for playing games. They want you to spend all the bloody day on Facebook. Yeah, dependent. Yes, sir. They want you to spend all bloody day on Facebook, and you don't have to. Okay? They're not the only game in town.
No, not myself, Dave. I'll tell you what. Probably you like me. I haven't been on Facebook for about 2 or 3 days. I don't have to. Do you know what I mean? Stop the Zuckerbergs.
You know what, Jeff? It's convenient, but that's the point, though. Facebook is about convenience, Jeff, and they've set themselves up to be that way. And that would be fantastic if they offered free speech. Okay, Jeff, you and I have identified the problem. I'm going to give you the solution to the problem. You know what the solution is? And you can do this with a social network. Set one up that has absolute free speech. Anyone can put anything on there that they want at any time. And what the user gets is the ability to turn off whatever they see. If they see something that they think is bogus and they don't want to look at it or something like that, all they have to do is click on something that says, I don't want to see this, and away goes that offensive material. The free speech is there.
Dave, what a great idea. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave has just come up with a solution a lot of us could really take to. Dave, great thinking there of what you just said there, buddy. I'm very impressed with.
And one other thing, though, Jeff, I've forwarded this idea before, and people have said, well, people would put on things like child sex porn and stuff like that. And my view of that is if they want to hang themselves by doing that and giving law enforcement their exact location and everything so law enforcement can come in and bust them.
Yeah, because they get a signature every time they post. There's a signature. You can't get away with posting crap like that. You will be caught because your IP address stands out like a sore thumb. No matter how much you try to protect it, you try to put horrible things out there, you will be found and you will be prosecuted. There's no doubt about it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's how a real social network would work and allow free speech. We've got to have free speech because we're going to get this message out about Islam. We're going to get this message out about the evils of Islam.
And there you have it. Over 71,000 people displaced from an information hub that they had been using for years, all in a vendetta against one patriot. Bloggers being blocked and interfered with, and entire pages that the Muslim minions of Mark Zuckerberg want taken down. And let's not forget the ex-Muslims in Australia. They have every bit as much right to speak and be heard as everyone else. But as is becoming more and more clear as time goes on, Facebook is hostile not only to conservatives, but to anyone who would speak the truth about Islam. We've given you some alternatives to dependency on Facebook. It is up to you to utilize them. And I have links to much of this at UBG Contact on Twitter. That's where you can contact me with comments, questions, show suggestions, Awesome American suggestions. It is the main contact point for the show. And as I've been blathering for a few weeks, Awesome Americans are back. Now, before I get into the segment, I need to explain for new listeners exactly what Awesome Americans are to me. You see, some years back on the late-night Fox program Red Eye, Greg Gutfeld was talking about some singer who was spending more time in front of a judge and in rehab than in the studio or on tour, and he joked that she was the archetypal American. Now, I didn't take this seriously at the time, but I did cringe a bit because I know that there are some who actually do take that seriously, and do think that spoiled, overpaid celebrities like that are the archetypal American. Well, folks, to me, there's an awesome American in every city and town in the United States. These are people who do charitable, patriotic, or heroic things. They're usually not celebrities or sports stars, and they don't look for their day in the sun, but when they see the needs of their fellow Americans, they fulfill them. And that's characterized by this time's awesome American, Christian Coates of Portland, Oregon. As you'll hear in this report, posted Friday, May the 12th, 2017, by Lincoln Graves of KATU-TV, Channel 2, Portland, Oregon.
He's known as the TriMet Barber, and now Jared Walter is back behind bars, accused of a crime he's now known for, cutting the hair of women riding TriMet buses. Earlier today, we spoke to victims of Walter about his latest arrest, and tonight, K2's Lincoln Graves is live with the story of how he was captured. Lincoln?
Steve, we have a good Samaritan to thank for that. He had heard about Walter on the news, and he knew he had something in common with him. They both used the TriMet bus system. Maybe he would see him at a bus stop or even on a bus. So he had a plan for if he ever saw him.
If it happened, Christian Coates figured he'd see Jared Walter on a bus.
I didn't know, but I hoped I did, you know.
In the end, it didn't matter where. Coates knew so much about Walter being wanted, he sprung into action when he spotted him in a Walmart parking lot.
I was trying to be friendly with him, like, hey, how you doing? You know, you remember me?
Walter bolted up Southeast Holgate after being confronted. Coates got his son, Sean, to safety before pursuing Walter himself, even though police were already in the area.
They just said they were waiting for backup, and I was like, well, you know, I don't have time for that, you know, because I knew the guy was, you know, he was trying to be gone.
Coates tracked Walter to a house on 89th.
He was hiding behind that chimney right there, and I knew I had him, and he knew I had him too.
He pinned him down until police intervened moments later.
They said good job. You know, they were real friendly, and yeah, they were grateful.
And Christian Coates was relieved that he'd gotten someone he worries about off the streets.
He's a sex offender, so I mean, sometimes you just have to take risks like that, because that could have been my mom. It could have been one of my kids, you know, so sometimes you just have to act.
Now, Walter appeared in court today. The judge ordered that he stay in jail until authorities come up with some kind of a plan that would prevent him from targeting anyone else if he's released. Reporting live, I'm Lincoln Graves, K2 News.
You've all heard the saying, if you see something, say something? Well, Christian Coates saw something and then did something. He didn't wait around for the government to take care of it. He just helped to neutralize a danger to his city, to his neighborhood, and to his family. And that is why Christian Coates of Portland, Oregon, is an awesome American. And that is it for this time. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for listening, and may your God go with you. Goodbye. The Unpleasant Blind Guy is copyright 2017. Anno Domini.